This jack is my best Christmas present this year, and I bought it myself. Yeah, don't you think when it comes to Christmas, for adults at least, it's just about giving and receiving gifts that you don't necessarily want or need? Because if you did, you just buy it yourself. We're going to start this year's Q&A with a bit of a life lesson. Those of you that watch regularly know that I had a bit of trouble with my MOT last year, and I failed because of this little dust cover here. You see, the good thing about having a YouTube channel where I can put out videos, some people can give me information like yourself, and I can relay that information to everyone else. This particular life lesson is about MOT stations. That's come up as a minor defect, okay? Suspension arm, ball joint, dust cover severely deteriorated. I had the same last year. It's the same thing, same dust cover, but last year, dust cover no longer prevents the ingress of dirt. They're exactly the same, but the council one done it as a minor. The normal garage that does work on cars done it as a major. In 2018, they changed the law, which meant that if you have any major defects, you can no longer drive your vehicle away from the MOT station. You have to get it repaired wherever you are or get it towed away. It's in their interest to find out problems with your car and mark it up as a major defect, even though it's not, just so they keep your vehicle and get the repair fees and everything. I didn't know about that being illegal. I just used to drive my vehicle away anyway. I go, right, yeah, I'll fix it, I'll come back. They also used to do my headlight aim too low. That is also a major defect as well, even though the night before I set my headlamp aims using a laser. Everything was fine, and then when I went to redo it, one was really low, so they'd obviously just adjusted it, thinking that they'd just get easy money out of me. Fuck them. Take it to a council-run MOT station and you'll save yourself a big fucking nightmare. On to the questions. Have I had any problems with mice and rats in the van or just in general? No, not since last year. The cats fixed the problem. The next question, how are the cats? They're awesome. They had two big rats the other day, put them right next to each other. I think it's Millie that's mainly the hunter, but them rats were rather big. They're like half the size of us, so it might have been Willie. He's a bit of a big boy now. Question 2, how many times have I hit my head? Not that many, because I don't walk this way, because half the steps are in the way to go up onto the bed. So the natural way of walking is this way, because the floor's clear. The times I have hit it, I've just like skimmed it like this. The ceiling height is 2.5 meters. I am 5'10". If I stood up properly, I would smack into it. I like it though. It's just oversized and ridiculous. It's just a bit of fun. Question 3, what camera and editing software do I use? I use a DJI Pocket 2, and I also use DaVinci Resolve for my editing software. I do fancy getting a DJI Pocket 3 because the low light is better. It's got a 1-inch sensor. Obviously on this one, it's a bit shit basically. Question 4, when are the knives coming? Not anytime soon, they're still sitting there. So yeah, I haven't had the money to do it basically. I said in the video that I've got 100 knives. I don't have 100 knives. I've actually got about 50. Now, depending on how many people were interested, I was gonna probably just do them 50, but about 80 people have signed up to the first notification. So if you still want to get on that list, I'll put a link in the description as well. Basically, you put in your name and your email. I will email you first when they're available before I tell everyone else. I suspect they will just sell out. There's only going to be 100. I'm not going to do any more. All in good time. All in good time. When I've got a bit more money, I'll get more knives. I'll be out. I need to prioritize what I need to do basically, but they will be at some point in the new year. Is it the new year? Oh, it's New Year's Eve tonight, so happy New Year. Okay, question 5, I've combined a few here. What's next on the build? When are you getting back to it? Do you progress off camera? In simple terms, I just need to do the floors and the walls. There you go, job done. So that's what everyone expects. That's how simple the majority of people think it is. However, if you've done anything to do with building, you will know that that's not the case. I'll break it down quickly now. So in essence, the next job, I need to do the floor. So I need to fill in the concrete beams here. I need to lift up all these blocks because you see all this shit down here. That shouldn't be there. So I need to get rid of all that. Then I need to slurry it in. And down on the lower section, that's relatively straightforward because there isn't that much stuff, but up here there is a lot of fucking stuff. So all of this needs clearing fully out. See, I've just got shit everywhere. I have made some progress on that before because I started sorting out the bottom of the lodge. You can just see stuff's everywhere. So this is the stuff that I will do off camera because no one wants to see me tidying up, but I hate tidying up, so that's the reason why it's taking me a little bit longer. So once I've slurried the floor and locked all the block and beam in, then I need to actually make a decision about how I'm going to deal with the levels that are slightly different in places. After I've done that, I need to decide whether I'm going to put a little bit of EPS down before I put the PIR down. Before I do that, I need to put the DPM down. And before I do that, I also need to put some damp proofing up this wall for the structural warranty bloke. Before I do that, I need to get the walls started off in 1 block high aircrete blocks like these, which means I need to set out exactly where the walls are going to be going. And I'll be ordering some wood at the same time, so I can also put up the stud walls, partially at least. I'm going to go to about 2.4 meters high potentially. Before I put down the PIR, I need to get the air source heat pump guys out because they need to put in a pipe underneath the floor. When I put the PIR down, I also need to cut out channels to put in some, I think it's 28mm copper pipe for the underfloor heating manifold, or the second one, which is down here. Then I can get the underfloor heating down, in which case I need to get someone to design that, in which case I need to get someone to supply that as well. Then I need to put it all in. Then I can get the screeders in. Yeah, and then I've not even, do you understand what I mean? There's just fucking 500 million steps that any normal person just thinks, oh yeah, just do the floor and the walls. But it's not as straightforward as that. And when I'm doing the walls as well, I might put some pipe work in at the same time because I kind of want to do it in copper, but I don't know. Okay, so we're kind of on to 6. I'll cover a little bit more on 5. Your love for the barn was infectious. What's gone wrong? Okay. I think what's happened is I kind of started concentrating on getting YouTube a bit more right before I continued with the build. Now, in the last year, I've doubled my subscriber count. I've probably earned more money off of YouTube than I have the previous 3 years as well. I think what I was doing is I'm trying to get my ducks in a row. So the point of me doing YouTube was to try and get help with finishing the build, not in the sense of like man hours or anything. I want to do partnerships with companies to get materials, basically. I can't do that without having the audience in the first place. And the thing is, with doing normal videos out of this, just like a vlog thing like this video now, it doesn't bring in the numbers. That's in terms of ad revenue, in terms of views, in terms of subscribers. So it is a bit of a balancing act. I know there's a few people out there that follow me now that are trying to do a similar thing to me. You'll realise that you can't, there's almost no point in doing YouTube just to kind of like do a personal diary, because it's not going to make you money. There's other channels out there that have started around the same time as me that have got hundreds of thousands of subscribers because they've done the DIY thing in a different way. And I'm trying to do a bit of a blended approach. It's difficult to just figure out what to do. So in terms of like, do you progress off camera as well? I've slowed down in general because I'm trying to think, right, how can I film a video about this particular project that I need to do that's going to make it interesting enough for people to watch in the first place and subscribe, basically. And it is quite difficult. It is a job at the end of the day. It wasn't meant to be a job. It was meant to be easy, but it's not. Here's another thing as well. Other people say, why don't you just pay someone to do it? And I had this discussion with Lou a few weeks back because someone had said it to her, because the typical thing that anyone asks you when you're doing this kind of thing is, how's the build going? And it's just an annoying bloody question. She likes going running, and I said to her, okay, you want to go running this week, why don't you just not do that, and we'll just pay a professional athlete to go running for you? What does that bloody achieve? I could easily say that to her and say, why don't you just pay someone else to go running for you, because I can't run. Yeah, I can't run, so it's easy, just pay someone else to do it. They're the same people that say to me or to her or to you or to anyone, why don't you just pay someone else to do it? They're the people that probably can't do it themselves. So they would have to pay for someone else to do it. And when it comes down to it, I like doing this shit. That's what I want to do. I want to record it. I want to put it on YouTube and everything. It just means it's going to take a little bit longer. And I don't care about that. Everyone else cares about how long it takes. I don't, basically. I'll take as long as I take, as long as I enjoy it. And if I back off on something a little bit, it's because YouTube, because I'm making YouTube my job. That also makes the build my job, which takes some of the enjoyment out of it. Yeah, that's the only problem. I still want to enjoy it. I don't want it to be my job, but I don't want it to give me a heart attack and stuff, because I'm stressed out, because I need to get it done next week and everything. Oh, fuck that, bollocks to it. God, that was a long rant. Hopefully I've cut that down for you, but I might not. I might just not bother. I'm just going to put it out. Future plans when the house is finished. Oh God, that's a long way off, isn't it? I mean, we've still got land here, so I still want to build other stuff. We've got to do the shipping container gym. We've got to do my cabin as well with the natural swimming pond. I want to do a big garage as well, and I want to do a like a Victorian greenhouse type thing with a brick gable end with a fireplace in. Where's the limit? Like there's a lot of stuff that I can do in it. I can just mill about. If other people can just mill about in their house that's newly built and just do odd jobs and make a living off of it, then I've probably got another 20 years of content here, really. But saying that, if we go on to 8, knowing what you do now, would you do another self-build? I would, yeah. I've got no problem with it. I've said this before, the thing that makes it stressful is other people, and it's the people that go, oh, you haven't finished yet, how long is it going to take? They're the people that are determined to like drag you down and stress you out. Lou does do that a little bit. She does leave it to me mostly, but she's one of them people where she's constantly thinking of the next thing. She wants me to finish this so we can buy like a bloody French chateau or something, and then I can do that. And I said, do you realise that if we do that, then you're just going to be moaning at me then that that's not finished, and you want to move on to the next thing when a French chateau is going to take me fucking 20, 30 years. Like, it doesn't make sense. Why can't people just be happy with what they've got? Don't understand it. Just to expand on that, would I do another self-build? Probably yes. Not necessarily a new build like this. Probably just like a massive renovation or something, or like a self-build extension, anything. I don't know, like I've tried to make this interesting, but it is a new build. I don't know, I like things with a little bit more character, I think. What's the biggest achievement I want from 2025? I mean, I suppose there's a few. One, for us to find a surrogate and for them to be pregnant. That's probably not going to happen. 2, to probably make some progress on this place and maybe actually start living in here. The lodge is fine. I'm quite happy living in it with it. I'm a simple man, but it is lacking a little bit of space. It's annoying, like trying to shove your clothes in bags under the bed and stuff. Oh yeah, just to be bloody healthy and not get ill this year, basically. I've had enough of that. Question 10. This comes from Vicky, the carpenter's daughter. Hello. She's got her own YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to her already, go and check her out. She'll make progress on her house a lot quicker than I can. What did I do before working on the house? I mean, career-wise, I worked in insurance for ages, and then I worked for the Financial Ombudsman. Nothing practical, nothing DIY related or anything like that. But whilst I was working at the Financial Ombudsman, I did buy a house. I did do it was a bungalow. Here's a few pictures. I had done a hip to gable loft conversion with a double dormer, and a rear extension and a full refurbishment. So I'd done that with my mate. 98% of it was on a DIY basis without any experience or anything. We bought that house for 197,500 and we sold it for 418,000. Off the back of that, I was then looking for more houses to buy and flip, if you like, or just refurbish or extend. I was making lots of offers on different houses. The one I got the furthest with, it was up for 375,000. It needed a lot of work, like the roof needed replacing, and there was some floor joists that were fucked. It was just a bit shit in general. I made an offer for 347,000. They wanted best and final offers, so I went up to 358. They sold it to someone else. They pulled out, offered it back to me, and I said, all right, I'll stick at my offer and I'll do a survey. Had the survey done by a RICS surveyor. He absolutely ripped it, realised a few more things than me, and priced the work to get it right would have been 175,000 to sort everything out. And he actually valued the property. I had a proper RICS valuation at 250,000. I think that's how a lot of people make their money, or have made their money in property at least. You just go from one property to the next and you do a bit more, you get a little bit more. The difficulty is with estate agents, they don't know how to price work, I don't think. So anyway, with that one, I adjusted my offer and I said, look, I'm not looking to make money off this. This is going to be my family home, but if I have to spend 175,000 sorting it out, I'm going to adjust my offer down to 300,000. They didn't like it. They didn't want to sell it for that much. It was probate as well. And then eventually I said, look, I'll send you the survey to the estate agent. I'll send you exactly everything that's wrong with it. I'll send you the valuation as well. He says it's worth 250,000. I have already made 300,000 like an offer. I will up it to 310,000, and I'm doing that on the basis that I'm losing money when it comes down to it. That offer went forward. They didn't take it, even though it was obviously a cash sale as well. And so I pulled out, so I lost money on the survey and stuff, like a couple of thousand, instructed the solicitor and all this bollocks. Oh, it just so happens that it ended up selling to someone else for the same kind of money. I think it was 308,000 it went for in the end. So I was right. I'd even said to the estate agent, right, okay, so you already know it needs a new roof. How much do you think that roof's going to cost? And she went, I don't know, £10,000. And I went, right. I said, the scaffolding is going to cost that. If I have to get a tin hat, because it's a semi-detached thing, you're looking at anywhere between 5 and 10 grand for that, basically. And she was like, oh, right. And I was like, yeah. And then you've got to do the roof on top of that. So that's the surveyor's telling me 20 grand for that. And then you've got to pay for the slate on top of that. So you're spending 35 grand on the roof for something that you thought that would cost less than 10 grand. I said, that's what it comes down to. Money doesn't grow on trees. I'm willing to do the work. And that's the only reason why I can make an offer of 310,000, because I will do the work myself. I don't know how anyone does it in property. I honestly don't. I know some people get lucky and get the property for less. So before I started this, that's the kind of stuff that I was doing. That's the career that I was aiming for. I can do it, but it's just fucking aggro, and you're expected to put hundreds of thousands of pounds on the line to make yourself fucking 5-10 grand or something. I don't think so. Fuck off. You might as well stick it all in the stock market or Bitcoin. I've got Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin.